Oh, there's my. Hey there, how are you doing? My name is Angel, and I like all things that are mysterious, right? Today we're going to get into some mysterious bridges. I had a whole thumbnail I made, and then it doesn't want to put it as my thumbnail, but this was my thumbnail. Cross at your own risk. I'm really sad that I didn't get to use it. Spent all that time making it. That's why I'm late. That's the whole reason I'm late. I was making this stupid thumbnail, anyways. Squirrel. Anyways, oh, look at that guy. It's a bridge. It's a bridge. No. All right, so anyways, we're getting on to another Ranker article. You know, I have a love-hate relationship with Ranker, but we're gonna give it a whirl. The 16 scariest bridges in America. This was uploaded August 1st, 2024 by Lauren Kirschner. I'm not gonna read her intro. I'm gonna get right into it. I've wasted enough. Oh my god, that looks so good. Oh my god. Anyways, Captain William Moore Bridge, Skagway, Arkansas. I want to make this picture bigger. I can't really understand what's going. I'm not really understanding what's going on with this bridge. Okay, year completed 1976. The construction. Connecting Skagway to the Yukon Highway System in Alaska. The 110-foot long bridge. Okay, I'm just going to agree with them at this point. Was built to accommodate traffic over the Moore Creek Gorge. Inevitably, years of supporting the weight of heavy traffic and ore-bearing trucks caused bends in the road, leading to a restoration that began in 2017. The fear. The scariest thing about this bridge isn't the length or height. It's not even haunted, as far as anyone knows. However, it is built over an active earthquake fault line. Although one side of the bridge is secured in hopes of preventing it from being torn in half in such an event, it's not altogether comforting. Most dangerous bridge in the US, yes. That's scary. Number 2, Lake Pontchartrain Causeway. Oh my god, I can't pronounce any of this shit. Medetary and Mandeville, Louisiana. Year completed 1956. The construction, the 24-mile bridge connecting the north and south shores of Lake Pontchartrain and the New Orleans area, is the longest highway bridge over water in the world. Employing the use of assembly line and mass production methods, it went up in just 14 months. A second span was added in 1969, running parallel to the original and collectively carrying more than 30,000 cars per day. The fear. Stretching endlessly across the open waters of Lake Pontchartrain, the length of this bridge alone is fear-inducing. At its central point, there's no land in sight. Oh, I couldn't do it. You know, water's my fear. It's not heights, it's water. And you can't even, you're gonna be on a bridge and you can't even see the land. Mm-mm. You guys just found something I won't go across. Okay, well, anyways, which is especially eerie when that thick Louisiana fog rolls in. Some of the most anxious drivers utilized one of the bridge's 7 crossover sections to call a patrol escort to guide them across the bridge safely. Most dangerous bridge in the US. Yes. Anything? No. That's just too much water. 24 mile. Mm-mm. Okay. Mackinac Bridge. St. Ignace and Mackinac City, Michigan. This bridge looks cool, but it's also over water. I have a thing about bridges over water. Like really long bridges over water. Oof. I'm used to the ones here, but they're not very big bridges. This looks really big. Brig. Really big. Uh, Oh, there we go. Anyways, it says it was completed in 1957, the construction, connecting the upper and lower peninsulas in Michigan. The Mackinac Bridge, nicknamed Mighty Mac, is the longest suspension bridge in the Western Hemisphere. The 5 mile long structure took nearly 3 years to build, cost more than $100 million, and used 42,000 miles of steel wire to form its main cables. That's really cool. I might be able to muster it. I don't know. I have a problem with water. Ugh. Prior to its erection, the only way motorists could travel from one peninsula to the other was via an hour-long ferry ride, making it hard to imagine Michigan without Mighty Mac. Without Mighty Mac today. The fare. For a $10 fee, anxious drivers can get an escort from the Mackinac Bridge Authority. With high winds known to exceed 30 miles per hour and icy conditions during the cold winter or Michigan winters, it's not a bad idea. Most dangerous bridge in the U.S. Well, yeah, they started bringing all this other stuff in there. We do get really high winds around here in the Midwest, too. I don't understand. Oh, God. Number 4, the Royal Gorge Bridge in Cannon City, Colorado. That is really cool. See, now it's over water, but I don't think that's enough water. I think it'd be fine. Look, it's not a lot. That's really cool. I would love to do it. I want to go across this bridge. Year completed 1929. I think I changed my mind on that. 1929, it's been almost 100 years ago. I don't know. I don't know if I'm that brave. Ugh. Anyways, the construction, suspended high over the Rocky Mountains, Colorado's Royal Gorge Bridge took just 7 months to build. In 1900s, like the early 1900s, but they can't even build buildings within a couple months, but it only took them 7 months to build this, what did it say, 1,260-foot long bridge. Make it make sense. They must not have been on Union. Anyways, employing 80 men at 50 cents per hour. The 1,260-foot long bridge cost $350,000 to erect in 1929. Not bad for such a feat of engineering. After a wildfire ravaged the area in 2013, the bridge closed for repairs, reopening around a year later. The Fear. Hailed as the tallest suspension bridge in the U.S., it's a 956-foot drop to the Arkansas River below. While most travelers are scared to even look into the rocky abyss, some daredevils get a thrill out of bungee jumping over the side. That's something else I don't want to do. I don't want to bungee jump. Most dangerous bridge in the US? Of course. I'm sure they all are. Oh, that one looks really cool too. Chesapeake Bay Bridge in Maryland. That one's really cool looking. Well, anyways, year completed 1952. The construction. Before the Chesapeake Bay Bridge, the only way to get from mainland Maryland to the eastern shore was by ferry. See, I've never been on a ferry either. Huh. Though talks of building a bridge began as early as the 1880s, the project didn't come to fruition until after World War II. Holy, holy crap, dude. Like, anyways, construction took 3.5 years, reaching completion in 1952. At the time, the 4.3-mile bridge was the world's longest steel structure to cross a body of water. It was later paralleled by a second span, which opened in 1973. The bridge stretches over the Chesapeake Bay with open water on both sides. The highest point hangs 186 feet above water, so it can be a stressful drive for those who fear heights. I don't fear heights, I fear water. In 2013, a woman's car careened over the side of the bridge after being hit by an 18-wheeler truck. Oh, did I see that video? Anyways, miraculously, she survived, but others have not been so lucky. Most dangerous bridge in the US. Yes. Oh my God. Why they gotta be it's a bridge, Angel. It's a bridge. That doesn't look like a river or something. Anyways, 7-mile bridge in Florida Keys, Florida. Year completed. 1912. What's 1912/1982? So one is newer. Is this the newer one? Maybe, because that one doesn't look like it has a lot of detail to it. Anyways, stretching across the glistening blue-green waters in the Florida Keys are two 7-mile bridges. Old 7-Mile Bridge was built between 1905 and 1912. Damn, they didn't even have the date right. They don't even know when it was built. How does that happen? Okay, anyways, commissioned by oil tycoon Henry Flagler, the lofty project cost $30 million and was the first land route from Miami to Key West. The bridge operated until it sustained damage by the Labor Day hurricane of 1935. It reopened to automotive traffic in 1938 after a roadway was built over the surviving railroad bed. The new 7-Mile Bridge, which runs parallel to the original, saw completion in 1982. It's still drivable today, while its older sister, after a 2022 restoration, is open to pedestrian traffic only. Is that this one? God, I want to know which one is which. Anyways, the fear. It isn't as scary as it used to be. Although the old 7-Mile Bridge was drivable after 1938, it was so narrow that it earned the nickname Highway of Mirrors, as it was littered with the shattered glass of side mirrors from cars driving so close to one another. The 7-Mile Bridge is wide enough to accommodate motorists without forcing such close proximity. However, looming 65 feet over the Florida Keys with no way off For 7 miles, it certainly wouldn't be the best place to be caught at in a hurricane or when having a medical emergency. Facts. Yeah, it's 7 miles of water. I don't understand the importance of going from just, just get on a boat at that point. Cars aren't made for water. Anyways, number 7 for Verrazano Narrows Bridge, New York, New York. I'm sure I said it wrong. Hmm. It actually looks pretty cool too. See, these ones I don't have problems with. I don't under. It's a river. I'm used to river bridges. It's when you get really far apart, like, why are we building bridges over the ocean and stuff? Anyways, year completed 1965. The construction. While tourists may sometimes mistake it for the renowned Brooklyn Bridge, the Verrazano Narrows Bridge stands on its own two suspension towers. Named after Giovanni da Verrazzano, the first European explorer to sail the New York harbor, it's the longest suspension bridge in the U.S. Wait, I thought they said that one in Michigan was. Is this the one that took the. No, they said it was like 1970s. Well, anyways, connecting the Staten Island and Brooklyn boroughs of New York City, its 4,260 feet of steel and concrete took almost 5 years to construct. Although more than 10,000 workers built the bridge, not a single one was invited to the opening ceremony in 1965. That is bullshit. I would have showed up anyways. The Fear. Elevated at 228 feet above water, driving the Verrazano Narrows Bridge is not for the faint of heart. It's even more frightening in windy conditions. A video clip posted in Unilad in 2022 shows the bridge spookily swaying and groaning during high winds. Well, that's why they got the suspension bridges. That's what it's made for. It is still scary, though. Deception Pass Bridge, Oak Harbor, Washington. Oh, look at how pretty that is, though. Hmm. Year completed 1935. The construction connecting Fidalgo and Whidbey Island in Washington. The Deception Pass Bridge took just over a year to build. A product of U.S. President Franklin D. Roosevelt's New Deal era construction program to put people back to work after the Great Depression. The 1,486-foot long bridge has two sections stretching across a narrow channel named Deception Passage. The fear. As if the name Deception Pass Bridge isn't eerie enough, the thick layer of Pacific Northwest fog makes it even more ominous. Combined with a razor thin pedestrian walkway and the pungent sounds, turbulent water swirling below, it's a setting fit for a horror movie. I mean, I guess. I just think it looks really pretty, though. I want to go explore. I don't think it's dangerous, but it is pretty. Well, the scenery. Scenery is pretty. I love covered bridges. All right, number 9, Goldbrook Bridge, Emily's Bridge in Stowe, Vermont. I love covered bridges. Year completed 1844. And it's wood. It was built in 1844 and it's still around. Did they do any work to it? I'm sure they'll probably talk about it. Anyways, the construction, built during the 19th century's love affair with covered bridges, mine too, The Gold Brick Bridge is one of 104 remaining in Vermont. Spanning a mere 50 feet, it's the oldest and smallest bridge in the state, constructed using the Howe truss, a structural element commonly used in railroad bridges to support heavy weight. The fear. Vermont is for lovers, but some of them are jilted. The terror surrounding Gold Brick Bridge lies in its ghostly lore, dating back to the 1920s. Ooh, I love a ghost story. As legend has it, a young woman named Emily hung herself from the rafters after her lover was a no show for their secret elopement. It's always scorned lovers, too. Her scorned spirit has allegedly been haunted. I'm only laughing because I didn't even see this. I'd scorn. I'm like, anyways, a very sadistic sense of humor is only the scorn thing. That's it. Her scorned spirit has allegedly been haunting the bridge ever since. Visitors have reported seeing a ghostly apparition in photos, hearing the phantom cries of a forlorn woman, and feeling inexplicable cold spots inside the bridge. In more extreme cases, Emily is said to claw at passerby, leaving mysterious gashes in car doors and even flesh. Holy shit. Well, anyways, yes, it's pretty dangerous. You got a pretty dangerous spirit there. Look at it. Yeah, I could look it. It's not even that much water. Number 10, Mike O'Callaghan Pat Tillman Memorial Bridge. Can they think of a smaller name, please? Nevada is the Colorado River between Nevada and Arizona. It was completed in 2010 after 5 years of construction. As the longest single arch bridge in North America and the tallest concrete arch bridge in the world. It is revered as one of the 21st century's greatest feats of engineering. I think it just looks pretty cool. It's very simple, but it looks very cool because of it's in the canon. The fear. Don't worry about structural integrity. The bridge was built to withstand high-powered winds and earthquakes. But don't look directly down if you're afraid of heights. Oh, it's not heights. Towering 890 feet above the Colorado River, the sweeping views of Hoover Dam and the desert landscape can be both breathtaking and vertigo-inducing. Amazing. Oh, I love these ones. Look, it goes above trees. Anyways, at number 11, New River Gorge Bridge, Fayette County, West Virginia. I love these ones. It is almost blends in with like nature. Year completed 1977. The construction. Considered a national landmark in engineering, the New River Gorge Bridge took 3 years and nearly 37 million to complete. Featured on West Virginia's state quarter, the steel marvel spans 3,030 feet across the Deep River Gorge. Oh, the Deep New River Gorge, making it the longest single arch bridge in the Western Hemisphere. The Fear, another bridge not suitable for those afraid of heights. It hangs a staggering 876 feet over the gorge. However, the picturesque views of the Appalachian Mountains and lush green trees below are spectacular. X. I didn't realize that's where it was, but that's super cool. It gets a vote just for being cool though. The thing I like the most next to covered bridges is old stone bridges. Wow. Helen's Bridge, Asheville, North Carolina. Year completed 1909. The construction, made of quarried stone, the Stagecoach Bridge was built to connect the Zeelandia Mansion, also known to locals as the Castle on the Mountain. I love castles. To the roads of Asheville, North Carolina. The Fear. While the origins of the bridge itself sound like the beginning of a gothic horror novel, the ghostly tales surrounding it are even spookier. According to local legend, the abandoned structure is haunted by the distraught spirit of Helen, a woman who hanged herself there after losing her baby in a fire nearby. Visitors have reported a number of strange occurrences, including car engines mysteriously turning off beneath the bridge and encounters with a ghostly woman searching for her lost child. I love ghost stories that go with old creepy stone bridges. Oh, it's great. Oh, I talked about this one not that long. I made a short talking about Bunnyman Bridge. 13. Bunnyman Bridge, Fairfax County, Virginia. Except for, I don't know how they call this a bridge. See, yeah, I think it'd be better overpass. Because you just got stuff going over it. I don't think that's a road up there. I don't know. I didn't ask enough questions. Year completed 1906. The construction. Before urban legends deemed it the Bunnyman Bridge, it was called the Colchester Overpass. Located near the town of Clifton, Virginia, the one-lane concrete tunnel was built near a railway station that served the area in 1906. The fear. Multiple variations exist of the gruesome local legend that haunts the Bunnyman Bridge. Some tell of an escaped mental patient who lives in the nearby woods, slaying rabbits and children and hanging them both from trees. Others warn of a killer dressed in a bunny suit who appears at the stroke of midnight each Halloween to claim his next victims with a hatchet. Regardless of which story you hear, none of them are warm and fuzzy facts. The Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco, California. I really want to see that too. I know it's old and I know it's across a bunch of water, but year completed 1937. The construction, perhaps one of the most recognizable bridges in the world, the Golden Gate Bridge took 4.5 years to complete. Commencing in 1933, the construction was divided into three main parts, creating the towers, adding the cables and wires, and building the 1.7-mile long road stretching across the Golden Gate Strait. Re- Revered as a near impossible feat in architecture and engineering, the San Francisco icon saw completion in 1937, making it the longest suspension bridge in the world at the time. Fear. Shrouded in fog and mystery, the bridge has seen its share of sinister occurrences. The site of 11 lives lost during construction and upwards of 1,500 suicides since 1937. The ghosts of the Golden Gate haunt the pages of its dark history. From sightings of tormented apparitions jumping off the bridge's edge to phantom ships disappearing into the fog by its steel towers. It's no wonder the master of suspense himself, Alfred Hitchcock, used the eerie orange colored edifice as a backdrop in his classic thriller, Vertigo. Hmm. What that was a is that a railroad bridge? Anyways, Old Alton Bridge. I love old stuff too. Denton and Copper Cannon, Texas. Year completed 1884. The construction. Spanning Hickory Creek in Denton County, Texas, the single lane Iron Truss Bridge was built in 1884 in hopes of reviving the small town of Alton. It's a ghost town now, but the bridge and its legacy live on. Though it closed to vehicular traffic in 2001, following the construction of a wider concrete bridge nearby, the landmark still supports pedestrians more than a century after it was built. The Fear, more commonly known by its ominous nickname, the Goatman's Bridge. Why didn't they call it that? I would have known what it was then. Is a notorious site for paranormal activity and a supposed gateway into hell. Witnesses have reported horrifying encounters with an 8-foot tall figure who has the torso of a man and the head and hindquarters of a demonic goat. I just love how it said hindquarters. Legend has it that those who speak the goat man's name when crossing the bridge summon him from his sinister slumber underneath. I remember when Shane and Ryan went there. Good times. Old Applewhite Bridge in San Antonio, Texas. It's I don't like this picture. Year completed 1917. The construction. Built in 1917, the old Applewhite Bridge near San Antonio, Texas, closed to vehicular traffic in 2005. With the construction of the new Applewhite Road Bridge, not much is written about the bridge's origins, but rather the mysterious myth that surrounds it. The fear, as tales of the Goat Man haunt the old Alton Bridge in Denton County. Legends of the Donkey Lady, I love it, plague the old Applewhite Bridge. According to folklore, a farmer set his house on fire, leaving his wife freakishly disfigured. Her hands melted into hoof like appendages, and her burnt skin drooped into a donkey like shape. Driven mad by grief and pain, she disappeared into the forest. Over the years, witnesses claim to have seen the donkey lady when driving by the bridge and found hoof shaped dents on their cars. I love it. I love it. Which one is your guys' favorite? I know about Goatman Bridge, but I've never heard of this one before. The Donkey Lady Bridge. Huh. Well, that one's my favorite. Anyways, um, did I hit the X? It's thinking. Oh, I forgot I had this up in the background still. Anyways, on that note, if you liked this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you would like to see more videos and live streams like this, please go ahead and subscribe. And as always, I do appreciate you. I hope you have a good night